Ho ho! Hello! Hey everybody, Danny Vaughn here. You may not recognize me. I've been working a little bit on my Kringle beard here. Not quite up to this gentleman yet, but you never know. Anyways, it's been a while since I've just checked in and said hey to everybody. It's Christmas time, so I wanted to just leave kind of a Christmas message and maybe just tell you a little bit about what's been going on in my world, in Taiketo world, and what's coming. And just to take a moment to be incredibly thankful and to thank you guys, the fans, for the amazing support you've shown for me, for Taiketo, for some of the projects I've been involved with. I never ever thought at this point in my life that I'd be this engaged and this busy, and I could not be more grateful for that. So just to give you an idea, just for fun, so 2024, January begins almost in the first week with a surprise birthday house concert for someone in the UK. February, Taiketo goes to Australia for the first time ever to play Glamfest. And what an amazing experience that was. So good, in fact, that we're coming back to play our own headline shows in February 2025. So that's going to be amazing, 12th, 13th, and 14th. So that one thing led to another. So after 33 years of existence, never having played Down Under, now it's 2 years in a row. So couldn't be more excited about that. March was kind of quiet in 2024. April, though, got a little more fun. I did a couple of solo acoustic shows in Whitby with my good friend Jim Savage and This House We Built guys. We had a great time. And afterwards, just had a little vacation time with my friend Scott, and we went on the Pickering steam train line, which was just an experience I'll never forget. So wonderful to be. I love trains, even though I'm not one of these people that actually knows about trains. I just love them. I love seeing them. I love smelling steam trains. I love being around them. So that was a great experience. In May, Taiketo had the real privilege of playing Bonfest up in Kerrymuir, Scotland, which was an absolute blast. And from there, we went straight on to where we were in Netherlands. We played some shows in the Netherlands. We played Wildfest in Ghent. I'm sorry, in Belgium, and then had a day off in Ghent, which was one of those wonderful experiences that bands don't generally get to have a great day off with beautiful weather in an absolutely amazing city. If you've never been, could not recommend it more highly. Still in May, I did a solo acoustic show at Ferrycroft House in Saffron Walden, which was a really lovely venue. And then the Tykes got to play the Call of the Wild Festival, which we had a blast on that. So now we're into June, and we hit Sweden Rock. We're getting into the stride now. Sweden Rock was just an awesome experience. I thought we acquitted ourselves very, very well. And then we got to hang out. Johnny D and I went to see the Black Crowes, any number of bands. We saw Winger. We saw a lot of good groups. I saw a lot of music as well as played a lot of music this year, which I was really happy about. In fact, to that note, a little bit later in the same month, Melissa and I went up to Madrid and we saw Judas Priest with Saxon and Uriah Heep, which was just fantastic. Interesting segue. Come next year in the UK in February, starting the 19th, Taiketo will be opening for Uriah Heep in the UK on their farewell tour with April Wine as well. So again, it's just amazing connections that keep on happening. So come to July, we played the Maiden Stone Festival, which I gotta say, me personally, was my favorite lineup of any of the festivals that we got to go to. I also thought it was one of the best we played all year. But there were so many different great bands that we got to see, like Mr. Big and Living Color, Lark and Poe, Those Damn Crows. I mean, it's a long, long list. And I really love that festival, and I hope it thrives and survives for a long time coming. What else in July? Well, turned 63. Couldn't do anything about that. And had a very, very nice birthday with Melissa. Just out here on the bay in Estepona in a small sailing ship, toasting the sunset as we went, which was very, very nice and very memorable. And then quickly moving on to playing an acoustic solo show for my friend Tozy in Germany for his birthday. August. We're just ready to August now. I've been to the town of Wow. in the Netherlands. House concert there. And then the Tykes got to play Chepstow Castle. Again, what a setting. Amazing. With Dare and Heat. That was just a fantastic summertime gig. And then I went and played an acoustic set at the Rock Cruise, which is my second time back in Lake Halleville, Switzerland. That's headed up by my dear friend Martin, who took such good care of us. I was I was playing with Ronnie Romero, and he and Jose were amazing. And we got to stay a few days, and we went to Gruyere, Switzerland, and Dornach, and up to the very top of Mount Titlis. I am not kidding you. An absolutely breathtaking place. I think 10,000 meters, something crazy. Oh, it looked like Shangri-La. It was above the clouds. So again, memorable experiences. And that was all in August. In September, sometime or other, Melissa and I went to see the Scorpions live, which was also tremendous. I did a couple of house concerts in the UK. And then Melissa and I had our 15th anniversary of our wedding, which was fantastic. And I made a mistake. That's when we did the sailing trip, not on my birthday. My bad. We did the sailing trip in Estepona for our anniversary, which was very, very memorable. And then right back to the UK for one of my favorite tours I've ever gotten to do because of the company that we were keeping. And that, of course, was with Little Caesar and Dan Byrne all through the UK. I had the pleasure and the joy of playing harmonica with Little Caesar on stage on quite a few shows. And they're one of my favorite bands and also my favorite people. October. What did we do? October, I went to America and played some acoustic shows with Anthony Corder from Tora Tora, Terry Alous from XYZ, and Ben Hans, percussionist to the stars. So we were in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Massachusetts. I got to spend some visiting time with Michael Clayton Orbini and his family. I got to go out to Arizona to visit my family, and then came back and did a few more shows with Anthony and Ben in Connecticut and New York. And then just before heading home, hitting up the renowned Stone Turtle House concerts in Pennsylvania. Just had an absolutely beautiful night there, as we always do. And then headed straight into, as soon as I got home, to a real new experience where I was a, shall we call it, singing mentor. I was sort of a performance and vocal mentor, kind of on the side, with people that had gone in for a thing called Sing, Eat, Retreat, and they were specifically learning, these are non-professionals, being mentored in singing, and this time we were doing, the theme was Queen, which was really challenging. We did a few days working with people and kind of teaching them what little I know, and with some very, very high-end West End vocal coaches and performers. So like I was the little guy on that one, and I enjoyed that immensely. And November was Taikero's very last show of the year, which took place in Leon, Spain. And what a way to finish. I cannot tell you, I never thought 2,500 people could make that much noise. And it's so, it just makes your heart swell to see everybody out in the audience knows all the words and is singing along and is having an amazing time. Spain, we will be back. We're working on some stuff for next year. December was a very rare time. Melissa and I took a vacation, just us, with no musical agenda. Usually the only time we travel is if I've got gigs somewhere. We took a week to visit Marrakesh in Morocco. And it took some getting used to, but we will never forget this trip. It is a unbelievably remarkable place, unlike any place I've ever been in my life. And as touristy as it sounds, I cannot recommend highly enough riding camels at sunset in the desert. It's an experience you'll never forget. So we're still riding high from that one. So all in total, if you sum that whole year up, in one form or another, I did 46 shows, because I also play shows here at home, sometimes in Spain, at some lovely local restaurants and bars that I like to hang out in. And there's a few more of those coming next year. So in total, I did 46 shows. God knows took how many bus and van trips. But I know I took 39 flights, in which my guitar was lost 3 times. And I roughly calculated I slept in 57 different beds last year. And that was my year. So now, forward. All right, so there's only so much I can tell you. There's so much stuff that's being worked on, as I've already mentioned. Australia in February, Uriah Heep and April Wine with Taiketo in also in February, and then March will be at the Mighty Monsters of Rock cruise with the new lineup. Really, really excited about that. In April, we're playing the Silja Sweden festival. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. It's on a ship, and so we haven't been to play in a Swedish gig other than Sweden Rock in a long time. And in May, we're playing Nordic Noise out of Denmark. So lots of new places to play, some more festivals coming our way, some house concerts coming up for next year. I don't know how I'm going to keep up with it all. And by the way, a new Taiketo album next year. It'll probably be released by the end of the year. I am currently trying to write it now here in this little space. Got some ideas flying around, so that's my job for January, is to write a new Taiketo album. And that pretty much sums up all the business end of it. So this is a long video. If you stuck it out, thank you very much. And again, the whole purpose of this was just to share, not to brag, but just to tell you, so many of you were part of all these events. As I get older, they become more memorable to me, more important to me. I meet more people to whom music touches them in a deep way, not just something that passes by them, it just means the world to me. I get to see so many of my friends, in a place like Sweden Rock, to see guys like Jeff Scott Soto and James Lomenzo and people. These are people that I call friends that I've known for years and years and years. Mickey D, people like that, and it's so wonderful to reconnect with friends, fellow musicians as well, and see how everybody's doing. So I've had an amazing year, and next year doesn't look like it's going to be any quieter. Keep your eyes on the Facebook page and whatever for announcements that are coming. There's more stuff in the works. Thank you for being part of it. I wish you, your families, a beautiful, musical, peaceful, warm Christmas, and an adventurous and hopeful new year. Thank you all very, very much. Merry Christmas.